What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha, and we're back with another one of these demos from the very early pre-hunting high and low days. Thank you again to Sofia, not only for providing these tracks, but for providing me a reminder of the details about them. And in that regard, she did point out that the one I reacted to last week is the only one that is entirely by Mags, and this one is credited to Paul, as is the one we will listen to next week. So yes, this is apparently a Paul composition. It's called Evitar, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's not a word I'm familiar with, so if this is actually a reference to something or a term that is used, I can't give any insight in that regard. I did also want to thank Shell, who not only sent me this shirt before, but she sent me a new shirt. I mentioned in that last reaction now, like 2 weeks ago, that it was when I reacted to Manhattan Skyline, that's right, that the shirt is still very wearable, but I think I've put on a few pounds and it fits a bit tighter. Luca's trying to knock everything over, so this is not helping. But yes, Shell immediately sent me another copy of this shirt, and one that is extra large. So yes, I still hope to be able to utilize that other shirt. My plan is to try to just get a bit more svelte again, regardless of the success of that. I do not have this, which fits obviously very comfortably, and I mentioned that my tendency in the past has been to buy XL shirts even when I was at my most fit, because I have sort of like long arms, so extra larges sort of fit me well anyway. So thank you again to Shell. Let's listen to it. This is a demo from the very early sessions from Aha before Hunting High and Low came out, and it's called Evitar, or Evitar. That's incredible. Obviously, that's longer than the Mags demo that we listened to. In fact, it's got to be like 4 minutes or something, right? Yeah, in fact, over 4 minutes. So definitely longer than I'll Never Find You. Yeah, in the Streetful City. I was curious because I wanted to look up the track after I did the reaction just to see, more information, and the hits that I got, it was like you'll never find the streetful city. It was like part of the title seemed to have been cut out in some places, so evidently that's shown up under like variants of the title. Regardless, I love the funky feel of this one. I enjoy the way there's like natural instrument feel with the guitar, and every time that section would come in, it just really hit right and with a lot of vigor. I will say also though that the like ghostly synth really did stand out. I don't know if that was a theremin. It sort of had a theremin sound, but yes, I enjoyed that ghostly synth. Then there were those like that little keyboard run. And then there was like it sounded as if it was xylophone or something, but either way there was like this light rapid melodic run which with a bit of a struck sound. And yes, the way it all came together, it was like a mood piece, an atmosphere piece, and yet it had the feel of like a funk rock jam a little bit. So yeah, maybe a tune that didn't find a place, but I feel like there's a lot of ingredients here for something really enjoyable. So even in its state that it exists, I think this is a really compelling listen. And it's funny, like having now heard Bridges, a couple albums, and knowing, of course, the early Aha, it's not really either, and yet maybe there's a little bit of a touch from both sides of that in this. So, yeah, very interesting composition, and one that, as I said, it feels like there's the foundation for something really compelling. Obviously, there's no lyrics, so there's no sense of what that might be, like what theme lyrically you would put to this. I did enjoy the like chorus. It was like there was like this faint choir that we heard in a couple points, as well as like a crowd sound in a couple moments. So yeah, no lyrics, but I think it wasn't quite a full instrumental, which I do think Sofia mentioned. So yes, ultimately a tune that I find compelling in its current state, and it would have been interesting to see what this built into. So, in any case, we've got one more of these, and we'll see what we can do after that. So, yes, I'll be back in a moment for the live reaction from this week. Peace.